Hello, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to make cuticle oil or any other beauty oil you want to make. This is my Sheila microphone. Can you see? I made the sticker. If you guys didn't know, I'm Cheyenne. I do nails. I'm drinking out of a milk jug, a glass one, because I drop glasses really easily and I prefer not to clean up glass. And I also prefer not to drink out of plastic. So I have this jug. How are you? I hope you're doing okay. What are you up to? Have you done anything interesting this week? I am currently redesigning what my work week looks like at work because I'm going back to school and I'm going to change my career path and I'm very excited. So oils have different sensory rates and absorptions, and there's many different oils that do many different things. In this situation, we want an oil or oils. We want oils that absorb nicely into the skin, but also are beneficial to nails and that aren't too greasy because they're on our fingertips. Some people may like to have like a lot of slip for a long time, but in my experience as someone who formulates and sells nail products, people would prefer to have something with a little bit of a quicker absorption rate. And then my personal preference is to have something that also has a little bit of playtime because I don't like completely dry oils. Like I don't like that feeling of like you just put a drop on and it's gone. Just like a drop and you know, it absorbs at a medium rate. That's good for me. We want a small molecule oil that is able to penetrate the nail bed and sit in between the layers of keratin and promote flexibility and help the nails from being rigid, help them not break, and also maintain the moisture within the skin and nails so then you don't run into as many problems with hangnails or, you know, really dry skin, and it helps, and something that will help protect the skin barrier. Also, I am still messing around with lights and the way that my videos look, so if I look weird, if I'm recording a really hack job video, sorry, we'll try again next week. Nail oil protects your nails from water when you're hand washing, when you're washing your hands, or you have to wash your hands many times a day, and with each hand wash, your nails absorb water, and they're like little sponges that turn into soggy little sponges that eventually will kind of crumble and erode away. Not so dramatically as I said it, but over time you can experience a lot of damage if you're not using a nail oil in between your hand washes, and that can lead to breaks, cracks, just a lot of unpleasantry. And like almost every beauty product that you've tried, the more you use it, the more you benefit from it. So if you decide you use it once every week, you're not going to see a difference. But if you decide to use it 3 times a day, which actually isn't as hard as you think, you just need to be dedicated, then you're going to run into a lot more benefit. If you want to learn how to make a routine, I mentioned a book in one of my videos that I thought was really good for like maintaining a routine of foot care, but you can maintain a routine of anything if you figure out what works for you. Okay, so I think I gave a good introductory of like nail oil, like why would you use it? Is it worth it? Yes, you should. Yes. Like, it's not just like some snake oil that people who do nails are trying to sell you, and hopefully they're trying to sell it to you because you need it if you're getting your nails done. Like, don't pay $200 and then go home and neglect your nails for a month. That's every nail tech's worst nightmare, and also you just paid really good money for your nails. Don't do that. Okay, so I gathered a bunch of supplies that you can get off of Amazon and also Aliexpress, and I put them down in the description. You have to press more if you're on YouTube on your phone. You won't see it unless you press the more button of the description. So let's make 2 15 ml bottles today. That's enough for you and your friend. But in this case, I'm also going to show you a batch converter. So then you just enter the amount of your formula and you'll be able to either upsize your batch or downsize your batch. And in this case, we're downsizing because I don't need to make 100 mils. 2 15 ml bottles, and then we need a scale that goes to 0.001. You can get a really good one that's pretty common with like DIY formulation on Amazon, and then also Aliexpress. I'll leave the links down below. So if you're gonna make a batch of oil for your friends, because it's almost Christmas, or it's just like almost the holidays, or maybe someone you know has a birthday coming up, a nice beauty oil, a cuticle oil, or like a face oil or a body oil, that's such a great gift. You could label it if you want. You can make your own labels. You can print labels and then cut them. Like I said, I left all of the supplies you need to basically start your own oil enterprise. Don't forget me when you're at the top. Pipettes. You can free pour your oil if you're doing this for yourself, or like, you know, just for your family. Probably not a big deal. Or you could use a funnel. I have pipettes because I formulate regularly. We also are going to need some gloves, especially if you're going to be selling these oils, something like that. You need to make sure that you're wearing gloves. Hairnet, tie your hairy back, beard net. I don't know who's watching this, so just make sure that you're using good manufacturing processes, and you can read about those online as well. They're pretty standard, straightforward. And then for today's oil, we're going to use 4 different oils, and each oil has its own property and own ability to help nails and also help the skin. I've used all of these oils regularly in oil mixes that I formulate for my clients, and I've seen great results. So rest assured, we have a good oil mix here today for skin and nails. So we're going to use jojoba oil, which you've probably seen before. It's pretty common in nail oil. It is similar to our own sebum of our skin, and that is good and will help it penetrate into the nail plate and into your skin and create a barrier on your nails and skin and help them remain flexible. There's a bunch of good minerals and vitamins in it and fatty acids. It's great. The next oil we're going to use is sunflower oil. It's the high oleic. I don't know if I said that right. I think it's called high oleic acid, and that is something that helps the oil stop from going bad quickly. Because if you don't get the high oleic version, then your sunflower oil can perish within 6 months. We're also going to use pumpkin seed oil, and pumpkin seed oil is a really nice oil for mature skin or dry skin. It has a high zinc content, and zinc is a really good mineral for anti-irritation. There's lots of omega-3/6 acids in these oils, which makes it super beneficial for your skin and nails. They're all very nourishing. The next oil we're going to use, which is squalene. I don't know how to say it properly. Anyways, that oil is something that used to be made from sharks, but this is made from olives, and you can get sugarcane or olive squalene. And this oil is also similar to our skin sebum and is a wonderful dry beauty oil. Both jojoba and squalene are sort of like a drier oil, and they're going to help with making the pumpkin seed and sunflower seed oils feel less greasy, make the overall formulation absorb quickly into the skin. Nails are quite hard, so you know, there's still going to be some time before it completely absorbs into the nails, but that's okay. Next ingredient we're going to use is vitamin E, but the vitamin E that we use is not like the capsule vitamin E. It's called tocopherol, and this is in the formulation to help with oxidization of the oil, to inhibit oxidization. It's not perfect, and I don't think anybody knows what specific amount of time you get more from adding it, but as best practice and good formulation, we always add vitamin E in the one that I just said into our formulations to help keep the oils from going rancid. And then we're going to add a fragrance. I'm going to use a premix fragrance that I bought at the formulation store, and I will also leave links down below to those. All cosmetic formulas equal 100%, and this is for stability reasons. Even though when you are formulating an all oil product, you're not going to have to worry as much about stability, but it's still good practice to be in the habit when you're formulating a product to do it professionally. So products that are 100% oil, like what we're making today, those are called anhydrous, and that means without water. And you do not need a preservative if you're making a product without water that is oil-based. so long as you do not contaminate what you are working on with water. So no little drops from the shower, no little drops for fun, no little drops of water anywhere. Bacteria can't grow in the oil unless there is water introduced. Remember that, okay? It's important, especially if you feel like you're going to start selling something professionally, making sure that you don't mess around with not using a preservative, making sure that you know what a preservative is and how to use it and that they are not bad. Those are all important takeaways, important things that you should do. Also, like, make sure you're using fresh oils and that you're using oils that are made for cosmetics and that they are not off. So a way to tell if your oils have gone bad is that they have a very distinctly different smell than what they were from before. Sometimes they smell like crayons. I've smelled that before, like a strong crayon smell. That means you probably need to replace your oil and get a new one. Okay, so for the formulation, when you pick your oils, they have different sensory profiles. It's good to read about them, research them. I pick 4 pretty standard oils for their properties of sort of having a dry feeling. 2 of them have more of a dry feeling, and then the other 2 I really like for nails and for skin because they have like really good amino acid or mineral and fatty acid profiles. And like I said, like I've tested these oils, it's pretty good. And for simplicity's sake, we are going to pretty much put these oils in quarters for today. So I believe this is going to make more of a dry oil because of the jojoba and squalene, but it will still feel really nice on your nails and your skin, and it will have a lot of benefit for you. And then we're gonna put a little fragrance in, right? The thing is, when you buy fragrance from online, so many of them are so strong, like they are pretty stinky. So make sure that you test out to see how strong smelling they are and then decide for yourself how much you want of it in your product, because yeah, it's just strong. And then because oils all have their own unique fragrance as well, sometimes you want to test the fragrance within that oil mix to see how much you would need specifically, because the oil's natural scent kind of overpowers the fragrance. For today's video, you know what, I think we're gonna put 0.5 of the fragrance that I'm using, because this one's quite strong. For the tocopherol, you don't need very much in your formulation. You need 0.5 at most ever, like nothing more than that. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna begin. Okay, are you ready? This is what I look like when I formulate things. Long hair, I make things for people and sell them. I usually have a mask, but I'm talking to you, so I'm not gonna wear it. If you are thinking about starting your own cosmetic company, just make sure to follow good manufacturing processes. You don't wanna get your ick on other people's things. Yeah, so let's begin. Even if you're making for your friends and family, you might want to tie your hair back and put on gloves and, wear a mask or something, just, for hygienic reasons. So we're gonna start. Okay, so my scale is a little bit worse for wear because I've had it for a long time, but like I said, it's just worn out, don't worry, it's not dirty. Start the scale. We're going to measure everything in grams and then we'll put it in the bottle. Okay, so first oil is sunflower seed oil, and we need 7.5 grams. It's not going to change the stability of your product, but try to get it as close to 7.5 as possible. There you go. So 7.52 for today. And now we're going to add the pumpkin seed oil. I like to tare, for accuracy's sake. I think if you don't tare, then that's better, but this is just how I do it. Again, 7.5 for pumpkin seed. One time somebody asked me, why is the oil yellow? The oil's yellow because that's the natural color of the oil when it comes from the plant. Some oils come in different colors. I think like blueberry seed oil is actually kind of like bluey green, which is really cool. You know, most commonly they're yellow. Squalene is clear. Squalene is at 7.2. And then we are going to add the jojoba oil. So I'm going to use golden jojoba oil. You can get the clear one. I think that the yellow one is fine. This is at 7.5 as well. Jojoba oil is actually a wax, which is really cool. Next, vitamin E. And we just need a teeny tiny bit of vitamin E. Let's see how much this is going to be. 0.15. 12. And now our fragrance. I'm gonna use a pineapple scented fragrance oil today because pineapple is nice and it smells like it smells classic, like a classic cuticle oil. If you were making a face oil, personally, I wouldn't use a fragrance, but you can. Fragranced facial oils might feel nice, but sometimes they add extra irritation. So I usually keep fragrances off of my face. This is going to be 0.15 again. Like I said, it depends on your body and your preferences, but I don't like to go too high with a fragrance oil because there's such a strong smell. And it's good to like let it sit overnight so then the fragrance can permeate the oil and then you'll know how strong it will be. Oops. And once you know how strong it will be, then you can take notes for your next formulation and consider whether or not you'd like to add extra oil. To add extra fragrance. So now we have our oils and our vitamin E and our fragrance all together. We get to mix it up. Super easy and simple. Look at that, guys. We have some cuticle oil. Nail and skin oil is the proper name. I think cuticle sounds cuter, honestly. It's pretty cool. So there we go. And I'm gonna get 2 bottles and we'll pour it in. There'll probably be more than 15 ml in here, or more than 30, like for volume, but that's okay. And since I wash my hands before I put them in my gloves, it'll be a perfect example of what your nails can look like before and after cuticle oil. Also, excuse my mess of my nails. I need to file them and I can't find a file at home. I usually keep them at work. Okay, ripped glove off. Let's try our oil. That's nice. And it has a slight scent of pineapple. And like I said, like you can add more or less. It really depends on the fragrance. It just really depends on like what you're using as oils and what kind of fragrance oil you're using. Next time I might like go ever so slightly higher with the amount of fragrance oil just because it's a little light, but it still smells good. And then if you were going to give these to a friend or family member, you could add a label right here. I'm not going to go into labels in this video, but they're not too hard to make. Did you have fun making a cuticle oil or learning how to make one? I hope you did. Let me know if you make a cuticle oil for a friend or a family member and how it worked out for you. I thought this was really fun. Look at this, we've got 2 bottles. That could last you a lifetime, or it could be a great birthday present, or maybe you're going to a party this holiday and you're supposed to bring a gift, like a secret Santa type thing, or a work event, and you don't know what to do. Just order some oils and make a beauty oil, a face oil or a nail oil, and give it to your coworkers or friends or family members as a gift. It's a really nice gift, thoughtful, and people like it. Or start a business and become a multimillionaire. And when you go through your first interview, be like, Cheyenne taught me how to do this. I mean, if you want, you don't have to say anything. Hope you liked today's video. If you have any questions, leave them down below, and I would appreciate that you shared this with a friend who would like this kind of information. Continue watching my videos if you enjoy my channel. I appreciate that too. And that's it. That's all we have for today. Bye.